Hi, everyone. This is one of those messages that is going to be very, very specific. So, especially when it comes to this particular video, be sure to use your intuition and only take the messages if they really seem to connect for you personally, because we're going to be getting so hyper specific. There was a message coming through loud and clear, and I want to give it its own space here in this video. So before I get into that, I do want to introduce myself because I know some of you might be new here. And if you are new, then welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. So there's a very specific person who wants to come through today for a portion of the collective, and I'm not sure exactly who this is going to be for, but you will know if this is for you because I'm actually going to start this reading by sharing some very specific identifiers. So your person doesn't necessarily have to match all of these identifiers. In fact, they most likely won't, even if the message is for you. But I would say if even a couple of these details resonate for you, it's a very good sign that there's a message in this reading for you. So the first thing about the person coming through is this is someone who my guides are saying they come from a very superficial world. So many of this person's in-person connections in their physical life are very superficial, meaning they're very much based in obligation. I'm also hearing opportunistic. So this may be someone who has a lot of opportunistic individuals around them, people who want something out of them to some extent. And the word materialistic is coming through as well. The thing is, I don't feel like this person themselves is materialistic. I feel like the people that they are connecting with physically are this way. And again, very often they feel like an alien. That word is coming out strongly because they feel like they are so different from the people around them physically. They feel like they have different motivations, different intentions, even a different vision, although I feel like they're more secretive about this. And I'm getting that the reason this person resonates with you and with your energy, so much is coming through here. It's why I had to take a deep breath, but I'm getting so many chills. I know many of you are feeling some of that as well. There's a really strong energy coming through here. So bear with me as I try to find the words to describe this. So this person resonates with you and your energy because I'm hearing someone who exists beyond and outside of the superficial norms. You are someone who, and for some reason, my guides kind of want to take me down this track of just talking a little bit about you and who you are spiritually. Although, of course, you know this, but sometimes having it put into like external words like this can be really confirming. So I hope that's what this is for you. But what I'm getting is that you are someone who is meant to be experienced as an energy more than you are meant to be seen. What I mean by that is you will notice that although, yes, I feel that in many cases, you are someone who's been on this path of loving yourself and on this path of becoming really confident in how you look physically. You may be someone who's even become very radiant, very beautiful physically, but even that physical component to your appearance is actually a reflection of your energy more than it is anything literally physical, if that makes sense. So what I'm getting very strongly is that you are someone who is meant to be experienced more than you are meant to be seen. And your energy is meant to be like immersed in, it's meant to be transformative in people's lives. And even when you exit someone's life, they continue to experience your energy. In fact, it's not uncommon for someone to actually experience or really understand you, I should say, more after you exit their life than they did when you were in their life, because your energy continues to have this lingering effect on them. And it's interesting because I'm getting something about how you have this ability. Sorry, my voice is probably going to crack a little bit because, as you guys know, I was under the weather last week. I'm doing much better now, and I have a warm beverage here with me as well to soothe my throat as I'm speaking. So hopefully you have something comforting to eat or drink while listening to this reading, but you might hear me taking sips in the background every now and then just to let you know what that is, which I'm going to do now also. So your energy is meant to be experienced. However, you seem to have something about you that actually, it's almost chameleon-like. You have this ability to mesh yourself to certain places, groups, environments, to almost like blend in a way, to like camouflage yourself into those different environments. But your energy is so different. It stands out. It's very paradoxical in a way. And that's why it's difficult to explain, because I feel like there are things about you that at first it looks like you're almost like able to present yourself in a conventionally, for example, maybe it's that you're someone who can make themselves appear conventionally attractive, or you can kind of fit into a group or a social setting. I feel like you have this quality about you where you tend to be able to kind of chameleon yourself to a group when you need to. And yet you're almost like this Trojan horse energy where it comes in almost like in disguise, looking similar to other things, but yet being so different energetically. It's like you're breaking down old ways of doing things from the inside out by like being someone on the inside. And very often this means that people mistake you for being far less spiritually deep and wise than you actually are. I feel like there are things about you, maybe physically, maybe traits about you that cause people to underestimate who you really are or your depth spiritually. But I'm hearing the right ones will always see you. And this person coming up in this reading is someone who has absolutely seen you. So I said I was going to give some identifiers, but then we kind of got into the reading. I'm guessing if you're listening this far, this already feels like it's for you. For some reason, I'm hearing something about freckles. I'm also hearing something about red hair. This will not be for everyone, so only take that if it connects. But I want to also pull a few more cards. I'm getting something about California, Colorado, maybe just those letters like C and L could be in someone's first or last name here. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards here. I can tell this reading is going to go really deep. So, okay, what can I channel for the collective that I'm tuning into here? So, who is this person or energy that's coming up for you? I just keep hearing you're so different. You're so different from everyone and everything around me, and yet I almost overlooked it at first. I feel like this person almost mistook you for something else, or they almost overlooked your powerful energy because of the way it first appeared to them. But now it's like left this lingering impression on them. And I'm hearing that since they've met or connected with you, it's made things harder for them when it comes to trying to re-assimilate themselves back into this social environment where they've always felt like an outsider. They never really felt like they belonged anyway. They always felt like this alien. I'm hearing, but now I know that there's two of us. Wow, that's very romantic and poetic. It's almost like this person perceives you and them as having this essence or this nature or this energy that's so different from everyone else, even on the planet. Yeah, this is someone who, it's not just that they aren't surrounded by people who are remotely like you, but they actually feel like they've never encountered an energy like yours before. I'm hearing a unicorn in the wild. I keep seeing skyscrapers, so a big city could be somehow involved here. So I'm seeing an apple as well. This could be the Big Apple, meaning possibly New York for some of you, or just some sort of big city. So Crossroads in the reverse position and No are the cards that came out here first. We also have the card Receive. Can I get another card here in Summer? I'm getting the sense that you felt somewhat rejected by this person, which is very strange because they do seem very reverent of you. They seem to be almost just in awe of you here. Again, connecting with you has been like seeing a unicorn in the wild. And at the moment, this person is feeling very disconnected from their community, from people around them, from that social landscape around them that we were talking about, full of people and full of energies that are just so different from you. And your energy is lingering with them. I'm getting that they weren't expecting your energy to linger in this way. That they were at some kind of a crossroads with crossroads reversed. They were at some kind of a point where like they could have chosen to leave this community and to move forward with you, to disconnect from all of these people in their life. But it's like this person said no. With the No card, I feel like for some reason they chose to remain or to go back to this community or to this social landscape that is so different from who they really are at a core level, but it's almost feeling torturous to them. It feels really painful to them to be around people who quite simply don't have the capacity to understand them and it keeps, I'm hearing flashbacks. It's like they keep getting flashbacks, reminding them of how they felt so the opposite with you. I feel like the lesson that they're learning right now is happening through a lot of contrasting experiences. It's like their guides are forcing them to compare and contrast what it was like to be with you versus how it now feels being around this social landscape that just doesn't understand them or see them in the same way. I'm also hearing something about a stranger. So maybe they feel like the two of you never really got that close physically. Maybe you are strangers or close to strangers. You may not be that close necessarily. Maybe you didn't necessarily communicate or interact to a great extent. Or maybe you went back to feeling like strangers in the physical world. And yet again, your energy is still very much alive in this person's field. And it's affecting them in some kind of a way. It's setting up this contrast to everything else around them that is really painful for them. But what I'm hearing is, even though they made this choice, at least for now, to stay connected with this kind of community or a group of people around them that doesn't really understand them, I feel that the confusing aspect here is with release in the reverse position. They can't let you go. In fact, I'm seeing that boomerang effect where every time they try to let you go, they feel you coming back to them mentally and emotionally. And not just that, but actually returning to them with even more force, even more strongly than before. So with the card Sacred Journey and Masculine and Travel, I feel as though I'm hearing this person isn't being let off the hook from this sacred journey. I feel that there's a lot of unfinished business between the two of you on a soul level, and that you entered this person's life to actually activate them to a higher version of themselves, to this sacred journey, to that higher version of self that's now unfolding. And it's almost like they've been trying to resist that, but the harder they've been pushing it away, the more that these thoughts and feelings about you have been coming up more strongly. Now, we did get the masculine card, so this person may be more so a masculine energy. They may just be more in their masculine right now, meaning that they are trying to focus on their work, their career, trying to really focus logically and not so much emotionally or intuitively. But again, I really feel that it's not working for them. With the cards Receive and Summer, I'm feeling like this is really related to you. And what I'm getting from these cards is that you are really in this receptive era, and your guides are really reminding you, as difficult as it may be, because most likely you felt a very strong connection to this individual. It's really important for you to allow yourself to stay in that open, relaxed, receptive energy rather than allowing this person to kind of push you into your masculine, into your chasing energy. I'm also sensing that summer, if you live in the northern hemisphere, if you're in the southern hemisphere, this actually may be winter for you, but I'm getting really the next, I would say 3 to 4 months are going to be really energetically transformational for you. I'm hearing that in this period of time, you're really being asked to utilize all of the spiritual skills that you've developed so far, all of the wisdom that you've developed so far, and to put that into action. I'm hearing the word routine. So these action steps may actually look like some kind of daily routine or rituals that you do that apply all of these spiritual skills or all of this spiritual wisdom that you've been developing now over the course of months and years. This feels like a really beautiful just time for you personally, where you're really going to be widening your receptive energy through those routines, through applying this spiritual wisdom that you've been developing in some way. And for some of you, maybe even putting soul gifts into action through some kind of a more structured plan of some sort. I keep hearing flow state as well. So the more that you can really make time to be in that flow state, to really allow yourself to just create from that space of passion and to just see where that energy takes you without trying to necessarily control or restrict it, those are going to be really powerful periods of time for you as well. But I really feel like some major things are about to come into your life. You're about to receive some major blessings here. So I do want to see if we can channel a bit more about that as well. What are these major blessings coming into your life here in the summer? Okay, so we have blocked in harmony. I feel that a situation that has felt stagnant or felt blocked for you is going to be smoothing out or shifting into harmony. That's what I'm getting from these cards. Can I get another card here? Yeah. We also have tension and then rumors, gossip, nosy. Okay, so what I'm really getting here is that if you've been stressed about particular things or there's been something in your life causing you tension, I'm feeling that that situation as well seems to be transforming into harmony. But with this sip-in card with rumors, gossip, nosy, I'm getting that you are going to be shining so brightly during this time. I'm hearing if you choose to apply all of that spiritual wisdom that you've been developing so far, you're going to be shining so bright that many people are going to be deeply curious about you, wondering how you did it. I'm hearing, or how you're doing it, how you've shifted into this really beautiful high vibrational space, how these things are happening in your life as they may see things manifesting for you as well. Can I get any more clarifiers? You know, I almost feel as though, to circle back to this person that came up at the beginning of the reading, I feel as though this person themselves is going to be one of those who is deeply curious about you, who is wondering what you're up to, what you're doing, even if this person has blocked you out of their life to some extent, or they do seem distanced. I'm hearing that your energy is going to continue to linger with them until they take some kind of action. But there also seems to be something imperative coming up for you here as well, which is, I'm hearing to allow your energy to do its job, to allow the energy that you've left with this person to work on them, to linger with them, rather than making yourself too accessible to them. I'm hearing you already gave them the gift. I feel that you gave this person something spiritually or emotionally, whether it was a gesture, whether you opened your heart to them, whether it was something you said, or maybe even something unspoken. Regardless, I feel that however you did it, an energy was transferred to this person through your interactions that is doing the work on them, that is, I'm hearing, creating a pressure for them to ultimately take action of some kind, to ultimately reach out. But the sense that I'm getting here is that if you act prematurely and try to insert yourself as the bridge here, it would actually delay the process. Not that it would stop it indefinitely, because I feel like what's happening here, again, it's a sacred journey of some kind. However it ends up unfolding, or however you choose to participate with this, I feel that ultimately this person has been activated to a sacred journey that does seem to be intertwined with you in some way. I'm hearing coming back around. So regardless, it seems like at one point or another, this person is going to be coming back around because you've successfully transferred this energy to them. It's really difficult to describe in words, but I keep getting this sense that like you had some kind of awareness of this energy transfer happening. I'm hearing the transfer is complete. You can relax, you can rest. Your part here has been done. And I'm getting so many chills when I say this, because now I feel like I'm really getting to the heart of the message. This may be the whole reason we've channeled up until this point, because I'm feeling like the heart of the message here is your work on your end has been completed. Now, let's actually talk about this, because all of a sudden I'm getting other downloads around this as well, which is that when you met this person, you felt like this almost obsessive urge to connect with them, to communicate with them, to meet them, or to be in their presence. You felt like, and I'm hearing that this is rare for you because you're very selective with your energy, especially when it comes to new people. I'm getting that you're someone that tends to avoid crowded places, sometimes even avoiding social outings, because you're very comfortable in your own energy. You were charged in your own energy. And so it's actually very significant that when you saw or sensed this person, you felt this overwhelming urge. I'm hearing to say something to them, but not really knowing what. You just had this feeling like, I have to be around this person. I have to connect with them. There's something I have to say to them, but I don't really know what. You had that feeling, and that is not accidental. That's not random. That's not, I'm hearing you temporarily may have felt like you lost your mind because of this, but that's not the case. I feel like the whole reason you may have manifested this video was for this particular message in the video, which is you're not going crazy. When you felt that like obsessive urge, I need to meet this person, I need to be around them, I need to say something to them, that was your soul telling you that there is some kind of soul contract at play here where you were supposed to, I'm hearing it was decided like in the spiritual realm that this person was ready, almost like a door had been opened or unlocked, a window of time of sorts where they had grown and developed enough spiritually and emotionally. But I'm hearing just enough, like just barely had that door cracked open for them. And your guides sent you in, which you felt through your intuition as this urge to meet them or to connect with them, to see them, to be around them. And the reason is because you had something to give them spiritually and energetically. And that's what I keep calling the gift. You had this gift to give them that needed to be transferred to them. Now, in some cases, this happens simply through, I'm hearing an eye lock, like making eye contact intensely at one point with this person. Ooh, I keep getting messages about this. I feel like once this gift was transferred, you knew it because you felt overwhelming emotion afterwards. So, wow, this is such a strange but specific message. I really hope this reaches you if this is for you, because I know this is for a very small group of people. But so how you knew when this gift was transferred is you actually felt overwhelmingly emotional. I'm even kind of choking up a little bit channeling into this, because I feel like I'm hearing after it happened, you just wanted to cry, or maybe you did cry and you didn't even know why. You thought, why am I feeling so emotional? And it's because something had, like, you had done your job here. You had transferred something emotionally and very powerful as well to this person that they actually really needed, that their soul needed to move forward on some kind of sacred journey. And the emotion that you felt was your indication that you had completed the transfer. I'm hearing the excitement, the enthusiasm, the pull, the obsessive urge to connect with this person. That was the indication that you needed to transfer something to them. But then the emotion you felt after, it may have almost felt like, I'm just hearing like it may have almost felt like you were too raw or too open or too vulnerable, or almost like something in you was missing. Even if it was just like you made eye contact with this person intensely and then this made you emotional afterwards. Or for some of you, this could have been a conversation that you had with them where you shared something with them. And then after that conversation, something about it just brought forth this emotion within you. Or maybe you literally gave this person like a physical gift. I don't know what this is, but I'm hearing that the moment you transferred this energetic gift to them, however you did it, whether it was through words, through your eye contact, through your presence, or just mentally through your energy, you felt something very deep within yourself. And it probably actually caused you to become emotional in a very visceral way. And that was the sign from your spirit guides and from the universe that you had successfully completed the transfer. Now, what I'm getting is after that point of time, this is where things got a little confusing, because I'm getting that your soul was kind of left wondering, did I do enough? Like, did I say enough? And you may still be thinking that now. Like, you may still be in your head wondering, did this person receive it? It's almost like when you mail someone a letter and you know that you put it in the mail, but then you're wondering, because you haven't heard from them, did they ever get it? Did they ever receive it? I'm hearing the message received. I feel like whatever you transferred to this person that you needed to on a soul level, that was part of your soul contract, it was received by them. Even if they are silent, and they most likely are if this reading is for you. And that whatever you gave them, whatever you transferred to them, it's doing its job. It's working within them. It's having some kind of effect on them. But it's very important for you not to get in the way of this process. And that's another reason why I feel that this reading was coming through today, because I feel it's really essential for you to know that at this point, because you've already done your work here, if you were to try to get involved, it would kind of delay the process here. It would slow things down. And I could get into the energetics as to why, but a simplified version is because this person is being forced to hear you, to sense you intuitively in their spirit, in your physical absence. And if you make yourself too physically present, they will, because they're more in their masculine right now, they will convince themselves that this isn't their soul, that this isn't their intuition. This must just be them thinking of you so much or feeling things about you because you are contacting them or because you're more physically present in their life. So your absence is actually what's creating kind of like the pressure system here. Your absence allowing that space that I actually feel this person kind of created here, but choosing to detach and allow the space they created is creating a pressure. And that pressure is building in this person. So I want to channel a few more messages about how this pressure building may actually ultimately play out and how things may move forward if you choose to continue detaching. And again, not just detaching, but fixating on the situation. This is your receptive era. This is going to be a beautiful time for you. I see the next 3 to 4 months for you being such a flourishing, beautiful, blessed time. And I feel that you're meant to be really focusing on that at this time. And on the other side of that, I don't want to get ahead of myself because I am going to pull cards here, but I really feel something is going to shift in this person. So let's shuffle for that. But while I'm shuffling, if you would like to also use subliminals to help you shift the energy through the portal of your own subconscious mind, which, by the way, your subconscious right now, because of this ongoing spiritual contract, it's very active and very connected with this person's subconscious mind. And you'll see that confirmed to you because you may randomly think of this person during the day. You may see synchronicities about them. They may come through in dreams. So if that's happening to you, then really addressing what's happening in the subconscious and beginning to reprogram your subconscious mind for magnetism, to become magnetic for this person to interact with you, communicate with you, reach out. This can be so powerful in moving forward this situation, but also keeping you in that really beautiful, receptive state of peace and flow. Because again, this is meant to be your receptive era. This is meant to be such a beautiful time for you. So subliminals can be really supportive for that because they are tools that directly work with the subconscious mind, which is why I personally love using them every single day. I use my own subliminals from my Subliminals app, Sound and Soulful, every day to manifest in my own life because I see more results from them than any other manifestation tool that I've ever tried. So I love sharing my own library of subliminals with all of you. I know many of you are already members in the app, and if so, I would really recommend my subliminal for quantum connection. But also, if you are a divine feminine, which I feel many of you are, my subliminal that is called magnetic feminine energy is so super powerful as well. This will really help you to stay in that magnetic, beautiful, flowing state of being so that you can receive everything that you are desiring and manifesting as a divine feminine in this receptive era of your life. Quantum connection, the other one I mentioned, is more so to help you to align with the people, the things, the opportunities that are really connected with you at a soul level in a harmonious way, including, of course, this individual, if this is someone that you are manifesting more contact with as well. So these will be really powerful paired together for you in this next unfolding phase of your journey right now. And you can get them through my app, which I will be leaving a direct download link to the app under this video in the pinned comment and also in the description box. But of course, you can find the app just by searching it in the app stores. And again, the name of the app is Sound and Soulful if you are searching it directly. Okay, so let's go deep into what's going to happen with this person if you choose to keep detaching, if you choose to keep allowing the space. I'm seeing a rose. It reminds me of, I think, on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, where they will give a rose to someone that they're choosing to like move forward with, because I almost saw this person in my mind's eye giving you a rose, like choosing you as the one that they want to move forward with. Interesting. But I feel like doing that requires the closing of a door with adjacent possibilities in the reverse position. That may be them closing the door on those forms of superficial community around them that truly, even long before they met you, those people in their life were not resonating with them. They were connections of convenience, or maybe they just didn't know that any other kind of connection even existed. With strategy reversed, yeah, this person is very much feeling as though they don't know what to do because they're feeling that pressure building around you and around the connection. They're afraid of uprooting everything in their life. And also, I get the sense that they're really trying to stabilize themselves right now in the root chakra, because something about meeting or connecting with you, it naturally brought, I'm hearing a lot of necessary chaos into their emotional world. It made them feel out of control. It made them feel very chaotic. And that's why they were trying to ignore their intuition about you with the third eye chakra in the reverse position. Yeah, I feel like they were kind of trying to put this in a box with journey reversed. But they're not going to be able to. That's the thing here with walking away. Ultimately, all of this, trying to avoid their intuition, trying to just kind of ground themselves, sitting on the fence here. It's ultimately, I'm hearing a life devoid of passion. So whatever life they've chosen, whatever situation they've created around them, it feels really passionless for them right now. And I feel that it's ultimately going to lead them to a walking away. Yeah, choosing to heal themselves, which ultimately aligns them with the frequency of unconditional love, with the Angel of Love card. But the thing about that is they've only ever felt that frequency externally from you. And so when they connect with that frequency of unconditional love within themselves, I'm hearing it's almost this trail that naturally leads them back to you and towards a new beginning. But you'll notice that it's kind of a long road here. And we even have the Temple Path card. Yeah, wow. Them aligning with their personal highest timeline, healing themselves personally, stepping into this new beginning and giving you that rose, like wanting to move forward with you here. Now, of course, just because they may desire to move forward with you doesn't mean that you have to choose to move forward with them. That's entirely up to you. And you are the conscious creator of your life. So I always advocate for doing whatever feels most aligned for you. I just keep getting that if you want to facilitate and speed up this process, it's so important for you to stay, I'm hearing, open and receptive, but also detached. Meaning to do your best, not to fixate on this person or situation, but to trust that the gift has been transferred, that the message has been received, that you've done your end of the spiritual contract here. And I'm pulling some specific love oracle messages here, by the way. Wow, this person's going through a massive, ego demise here because we have, I want to be different. I don't know who I am anymore. Yeah, this is this person going through a literal crisis. I feel like this is almost going to look like what people around them are going to label like a midlife crisis, or maybe for them it's a quarter life crisis if they're younger, or just whatever kind of life crisis you want to call it. Of course, that's the way that people who are living less consciously label it when someone really awakens and decides that they want to massively transform their life. But I do sense that people around them are or soon will be judging them. Like, why are you behaving so different? Why are you acting so different? I'm hearing that changed you. Maybe that person changed you if they're referring to meeting you, or I'm hearing that trip changed you. Maybe they traveled or met you while traveling, or this is more metaphoric, like they were on some metaphorical trip or journey and they feel like it changed them. Maybe this is like almost like a symbolic spiritual trip. Like there was a time where they were connecting with you and they felt almost out of body. They felt like they were losing their mind. They felt like they were on some kind of trip symbolically. And now they're back in quote unquote reality, and people around them are like, I feel like something has altered in your brain because of you meeting that person or connecting with that person. Yeah, I feel like right now this person has been just trying to let things calm down since meeting you, trying to make sense of, I'm hearing to make sense of what they received from you. Again, there was that transfer, that I keep calling it a gift, something that you transferred to them that they're trying to make sense of. But ultimately, I see them moving towards, the high priestess here being you. And with the 9 of Cups, their wish fulfillment. You are this wish fulfillment for them. You're also this high priestess energy. And I'm hearing it's not just about with the high priestess, you being very intuitive. It's about their intuition trying to put them on the path to connect with you. It's like not only are you very intuitive as the high priestess, but their own intuition is trying to connect them with you. So, wow, this reading has been really powerful. I know that we're approaching 40 minutes. I don't usually channel this long, but I have to channel one more thing because we keep talking about this gift, what you transfer to this person. Now, intuitively, I wanted to say that the gift is that represented by that Angel of Love card. I didn't actually pull this card just now, but intuitively, I was seeing this card in my mind's eye, and I feel like what you gave them could have been this moment of unconditional love, this moment of whether it was when they were looking at you, when they were speaking to you, or something else, just feeling so entirely seen without strings, without conditions, without judgments. And that is the gift that you've given them, I feel, in many cases. But I do want to actually go a little more into that and confirm that to see what this gift really is that's coming up here. So let's go ahead and reshuffle things here. Okay, so what is the gift that you gave this person? What did you transfer to this person? I'm hearing a knowing as well. Something they haven't spoken about with anyone. I also feel this was transferred without words. With the throat chakra reversed, I'm hearing it didn't require words. So yes, it may have happened incidentally during a conversation with this person, but the actual transfer of this gift, of this energy, did not require words. It's something that both grounded them and expanded them simultaneously. So it actually made them feel deeply grounded, deeply rooted, deeply secure for maybe the first time. I'm hearing they felt so held in that moment, but also so expanded. They felt unlimited. They felt like nothing was off limits for them. They felt like their own sense of restriction internally being lifted. Can I get any more information on what this gift is? I'm hearing, but then they looked away. So it's almost like, but then they turned away from you, or maybe they literally looked away, or it became like once they sensed, I'm hearing they sensed, I talked about before, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself because the energy is moving so fast, but we talked about how after this gift transferred, you felt emotional within yourself. Well, they felt that too. The guides are emphasizing this was very mutual. They actually felt deeply emotional, and I'm hearing they may have even cried after that interaction, and they may not be someone who often does get that emotional. Something about this so-called transfer of the gift made this person actually feel emotional. But again, it made them feel like they were unlimited. It caused them to feel very restless after. I'm hearing the ball went into their court. And so what happened is all of that urgency you were feeling in the beginning, like I need to meet this person, I need to be around them. They're now feeling all of that urgency. You transferred that to them because essentially on a spiritual level, it's their turn to make a move here. It's their turn to do something with this energy that you've transferred to them. And they know that even if they've been kind of intuitively resisting that knowing. What else can I share about what you transferred to this person? Okay, I have to say with Door to Romance reversed, Happy Family reversed, if this person is in or was in another romantic relationship, which this message will not be for everyone, only take this if you know that there was or is someone else here romantically. But if that is the case, I feel that you did something to this person. When you transferred that energy, what happened is they realized that they're not going to be able to go back to that person or situation with the same semblance of passion. To be honest, they never really felt fulfilled there, but they were able to kind of maintain that connection by telling themselves that they were just being unrealistic, or that what they really desired romantically didn't exist. But then again, for those of you connecting with this part of the message, they met you and you fulfilled what they always felt was missing. You showed them that something existed that they always sensed existed, but they used to be able to kind of write off as illogical. And that's actually become very painful for them because they know that they're going to have to ultimately break that situation off or let go of that, or they're going to resign themselves to almost like this torturous life of knowing that what they want exists or is available out there somewhere, that a greater kind of passion and love exists, but that they are choosing actively to settle for something else. And that's, again, this won't be for everyone, only if they're in another romantic situation, but that for many of them is something that's become very painful for them. It's something that they're struggling with mentally here. Because yeah, I'm sensing that if this is romantic for you, they feel like you are, I'm hearing holding their heartstrings, like you are holding their heart here. So, wow, very powerful messages coming through this reading. I know that this one was a bit longer, but I feel it needed to be because I wanted to let everything come through here that wanted to manifest through the reading. Of course, all of these readings really are co-creations. So thank you for being such a powerful, beautiful, important co-creator here. If any message here was for you, I know we got very specific, but if this was your reading, I would love to hear from you in the comments. If you do feel guided to leave a comment. And as I mentioned earlier, if you would like to incorporate some of the subliminals I've created into your daily manifestation rituals, your spiritual routines, again, those routines, whatever those are for you personally, they're going to be so essential, especially this coming 3 or 4 months, because this is your receptive era. And I really feel putting whatever spiritual knowledge you've accumulated into those daily rituals or action steps is going to be just so powerful and transformative for you. I cannot wait to hear and to see all of the things that you are doing and creating in the world, especially in the next 3 or 4 months. I'm really feeling a momentum picking up for you, and I'm manifesting that continuing for you. And I hope that this community can be a really supportive space that you can come to feel seen and validated on that journey. So if that does resonate for you, of course, I would love to have you here. If you want to subscribe to the channel and the subliminals I've created, and the ones specifically I mentioned in this reading are listed in the pinned comment and in the description box for your reference, if that is something that you're interested in. But I'm going to go ahead and close things out here. Thank you so much again. I love you all so much. I'm so grateful to be here, and I am looking forward to connecting with you again in the next video.